Well, my father's more pioneer. He really lived the mantra, you know, the difficult we do immediately and the impossible takes a bit longer. And people. He loved people in the business. It was about we need to create a business and we need to create a community to support the business. And a community meant families.
You meet a lot of different people in the fishing industry that come down and want to buy prawns off the boat. They get their 1 or 2 kilo prawns and go and buy a loaf of bread. They're happy. They haven't tasted prawns like that, you know.
My biggest fear when I first took the boat, it wasn't about catching or running the boat. My biggest fear was bringing everyone home.
There was nothing in Exmouth when my father went there. There was a sheep station, a RAF base, and there was a lighthouse at the top of the cape. So his first thing to do was build a community there. He was basically pouring a slab every morning, standing it up, and then pouring 2 more slabs, and the whole place was built 2 slabs at a time. Just accumulated people who wanted to make the impossible happen. That created that real collaborative, we're all in this together culture that still pervades today.
Yamba's a quiet fishing village. Everyone knew everyone, and still people that leave the place and come back say, oh, there's no place like Yamba. Everyone knows you, like if anything goes wrong, anyone will back you up. It's just that sort of country town, you know, it's a good place to live. Teamwork's a big important thing. Like we can, as you see when we lift the gear on, nothing's said. You know your job, you know what you got to do. So very rarely when we winch up to when we're steaming home, we hardly say boo to each other. I like to know that the crew can work the winches or anything, because if anything happens to you, it's them that's got to get the gear up and get you home. It is a tough life, don't get me wrong. It is a tough life, but it is also an enjoyable life.
When I was, first driving the boat, there was a night that it did get rough, and no, the night wasn't called off. But for me, in the interest of safety and effort versus reward, I just pulled the pin. It wasn't worth it. At the end of the day, each skipper's responsible for their vessel and the people on there.
We're classed in the top 5 most dangerous jobs in Australia. You can factor it out, PFDs, wet weather gear, gumboots, gloves, protocols, systems.
Well, we have safety management systems which, we've introduced, ensuring that the crew are well educated. You show them how to do things safely, you explain why you do things that way, you keep the vessel maintained. We probably spend more days maintaining everything than what we do fishing. Safety is always paramount.
You consider up till 2011, we had a factory. We were the biggest employer in Exmouth. Without any work, we'd already created that connection with the community. When we closed the factory, we realised this is something that's not going to be automatic now. This is something we have to work at. But once we closed it, there was, even for us, there was this feeling, a little bit of feeling of emptiness that something great has come to an end. So for us, keeping that strong personal connection in the local community is, that's something we have to do, and we work at pretty hard.
I've had people that have been coming back for 18, 20 years, the same people each time. Like now, all the Victorians come up because it's too cold down south. Get them their prawns of them on, off they go. They're right for a few days and then they'll come back again. But things like that, you meet a lot of different people, different walks of life. Guess why I like fishing.
A well-organised fishing business, looks after their people, treats everybody and everything well. We're all on the same page, we're all going in the same direction. If I'm doing well, and my crew are doing well, and the company's doing real well.
The one saying my father used to have, and I wish I could say it in Greek, but I can't, and that is, you're better off to lose your eye than your name, which basically means your reputation and the way you deal with people defines you, and there's nothing more important. So you're better to lose an eye than your name, and I think that's rubbed off all the way through us.